Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Devonte. Thank you so much. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I do have a Cash App as well for those interested. I'll get to them as soon as I can. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. It could be any type of video. Doesn't just have to be a movie review. It could be a re-review a topic, commentary, reaction, random thoughts, movie news, video game playthrough, whatever the case would be, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Alvin the Chipmunks from 2007 is the film for today, which was a big hit. I think it got 3 more sequels: the Streetwell, Chipwrecked, and the Road Chip. Well, I mean, the title says it all, I guess. This is directed by a guy named Tim Hill, who did Muppets from Space, which I barely remember that film. It stars Jason Lee, who I like Jason Lee. I liked him in Chasing Amy and Mallrats. I didn't get to watch a whole lot of My Name is Earl, but I've seen clips. They seem pretty decent. David Cross, very funny. Loved him in Steer Movie 2. I would say he's one of the best parts of this movie. And then, they cast people like Justin Long as the voice of Alvin. I'm like, why? Justin Long, I don't mind him. I liked him in Live Free or Die Hard. I've liked him in other stuff, but yeah, compared to other people, he's a little bit more of a name. And it's like, he still goes. You just have someone talk very slow and talk very low and slow, so they speed up the voice and they have you talk slow, if I understand. So when they speed up to Chipmunk, you're talking what seems like a normal way, but you just have a high-pitched tone, like a chipmunk. Anybody could do. I could do that. They change it up and it would sound like Alvin. So if they do be like anybody off the street, why did it have to be Justin Long? Or isn't female later on in the sequels like Anna Faris? And what did it matter? You're chipmunks. Anybody could talk like that and have their voice change. So what difference does it make? It's like Vin Diesel for Groot. He says, "I am Groot. I'm Groot. I'm Groot. I'm Groot." So what? Anybody can fucking do that. Anyway, doesn't really take much talent to do that. But of course, it's based on Alvin the Chipmunks, the old music, which was Christmas music and songs throughout. There was a cartoon. I know there was a cartoon in the 80s. And then get into the 90s, there was more albums being released. I'm sure this is a film that they're making for a while now. And like I said, when it came out, it was a big hit. Made quite a bit of money. Now, the film itself... Sorry, I know I'm giving this deep thought for an Alvin the Chipmunks movie. It is there. I know I should be ranting and raging and calling this the biggest pile of crap in the vicinity of where the hell you're at. Of movie making, of storytelling, of comedy, of animated films. It's just one of those films that I've seen this a couple times throughout the years. It's just always, for the most part, harmless. Maybe because I've just seen so much worse. You look at the concept, either the concept's going to be intriguing to you or not. I would say for a lot of kids, hey, talking animals, and they sing a bit, and the CGI, even for its time, there's only so much you could do to make these chipmunks look and move like they should. the songs they use, like "You Had a Bad Day," or of course going back to the Christmas song "Back to the Day," or "Witch Doctor." They were fine for the audience they're making it for. I mean, the story is Jason Lee is Dave, the songwriter who has not found much success. His former roommate, who's a big executive now, played by David Cross, pretty much tells Jason Lee, "Stop writing music, you suck." He literally goes that, "Your song sucks, Dave. It sucks. I hate it." I do like David Cross. I think he's doing what he can for what little he's given. Based on some circumstances, the Chipmunks get from their tree to the place where Dave goes to the Chipmunks getting down the tree, getting into the muffin basket that Dave stole, get to his place. Then you have, pretty much where it's going. You gotta find out who they are. Oh my god, you talk. That's crazy. While you start singing. I'm a songwriter. Let's do some business. They get some songs down. Hijinks ensue. They tear up the place. They wreck the place. Oh, I don't know if this is something I could do anymore. In this case, they want to make it up to Dave. They tell David Cross, "Look who we are. Look what we could do." The Christmas song that Dave was able to write and get them to sing because it's a huge hit. There's a montage. Dave's not really wanting to have a family. The Chipmunks go with David Cross to find success. But they get more tired. They miss Dave. There's a concert. They get back together. Everything's fine and all that stuff. It's one of those things that as I'm watching it, yes, there's a couple of stupid juvenile jokes. There's a fart joke. Pretty early on when Dave is looking for these three as to what's going on. And when they're trying to attack him, I think it's Alvin or someone farts in his face. There's a bit where Theodore is scared. And Jason Lee goes, "Is that what I think it is?" And Simon is like, "No, that's a raisin, Dave." Puts it in his mouth. "Okay, fine, I believe you." Spits it out and goes, "You owe me a lot." So Simon with the glasses put a turd in his mouth. I mean, did it need those type of jokes? No. Were they cringe? Yeah. Jason Lee, and there's the thing, I don't know what it is where I should be ranting and raging on the film. I wouldn't even say it's that good of a film. It's just one of those films you watch, it's very paint by numbers. I don't want to say fluff piece, but it's just kind of there and it passes by. I'm like, okay. I like David Cross. It's a pretty short film. If you like your Chipmunks singing, you get what you want. It was cool to hear the old school "Christmas Time is Here" from the Chipmunks, because I do remember hearing that back in the day. Maybe it's that part of my brain that as a kid, the whole animals talking kind of makes me back to my childhood where that stuff like Ninja Turtles and what was it, even Muppet Babies, Looney Tunes, like that stuff is kind of, but even that's not saying anything because maybe it's not Norm of the North, it's not Food Fight, it's not that level of terrible. It's just very artificial. It's not good for you, but it's like it's there. And like Jason Lee, I like Jason Lee. as like I kind of want to root for him to be the star of his own franchise that makes a lot of money for him. Because I do like Jason Lee ever since I first saw him in Mallrats. He's not that good in these movies. He's just kind of, he feels like, I don't know if he's lost or just, it's not natural. Like the way he acts doesn't come off as natural. Alvin? Alvin! But he doesn't come off as actually being angry. It's like fake angry. Like, I must be angry. Say, Alvin! What do you mean? What is going on here? What do you... Like, he can do that naturally. I've seen him doing Mallrats, even chasing Amy. But it's just... It's... I don't know if it's stilted acting. I don't know if it's... He's trying to remember these words and the way it's being done, the way it's written down for him. Just... something about it just comes off as not natural in his performances in these movies. To be honest, I don't remember the sequels. I don't think I saw all of them, actually. I saw bits and pieces. It did seem like this was the best one because it tries to have a little bit of heart. Like the little fat one, Theodore, hey, can I sleep with you? Okay, and then he gets on his shoulder, and because deep down they all want a dad. So it becomes like a father adopting 3 kids type of story. Which, I mean, there's a teen part that's somewhat endearing to me. Don't ask me why. David Cross is having fun as the villain. It goes by quick enough that it doesn't really bore me or get me mad or angry. Wanting to root for Jason Lee even though he's doing a not that great of a job. Noticing some of the weird stuff, like the one with the glasses, Simon, when David Cross is giving him all this stuff for becoming more and more famous. Simon like looks at a woman and goes, and she's the masseuse. Growl. I'm like, are you turned on by the lady? Simon, you're the smart one. You tell me how that's gonna work. She don't use you as her toy? You don't get stuck up there. Which, I mean, maybe for some people that'd be a fun idea, but not for me. I mean, to be in there is one thing. To be stuck in there, I don't want to be stuck anywhere. Even in there. Get up in them guts. No. I don't know what, I mean, hey, he's the one growling at the lady. I mean, ew. With the concert thing in the third act, I think they could have done more with Dave. Okay, he misses the 3 and the 3 miss him, but at this point, they were led to believe that Dave wanted them to go. Because he had written this note, his things aren't working out, but then he threw it away. Then he's trying to say, hey, you gotta be careful, you guys are still just kids. You can't let this fame get to your head, and we need to calm down. David Cross lied and said, oh, well, behind your back, he calls you rats. It's like, what? Of course, he never did. So they go with David Cross's character. They live the rich life, but they still kind of miss Dave. And then more so miss Dave. Jason Lee's character. So there's this concert, and then they're very tired. David Cross says you still go out there but lip sync. They're not comfortable with doing that. They see Jason Lee and immediately change everything, go, screw this guy, screw David Cross, we're gonna go back to Dave. And I'm sitting there going, if they built up a bit more with, oh, I'm glad you're here, hope you're doing well, and then they find out a few more things that they were lied to. Like maybe they talked, maybe like in between shows they talked to Dave, and Jason Lee mentions about how he never got contacted, how he wasn't told, how he never called them rats. Like some way to showcase the lies so that the transition of the Chipmunks going against David Cross felt a bit more smoother of a transition. It just, we see, we automatically know that David Cross fucked us. And it's like, okay, well, maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he got there. Because David Cross he says he didn't even want to come. Maybe he changed his mind. Like, with the three Chipmunks, how would they not think, well, maybe he changed his mind? Oh, he wanted to come see us after all. It's like the movie said, well, we got only 10 minutes left. Yeah, they know David Cross is an asshole. He's a villain. Because we know he's a villain. So they know what we know, and we know what they know. So just let it end. I'm like, but wait a minute. Like, have a little bit more... Just a little bit more beats in there to get from point A to point B a bit more quicker. Like, you went to A to C, but you missed B. Put the letter B in there. Go A, B, C, not A to C. That's just me, though. And like I said, I don't know if Jason Lee was the best guy to be cast in this. Granted, you say it doesn't matter who was cast in this. Tizer Sr. for the Chipmunks. And the CGI, I think for its time, they did what they could. Some moments look worse than others, especially there's a bit with Alvin. He's taking like a shower in the dishwasher. That to me looked the worst. Just because they're trying to make it look like he's got wet fur and all this other. That looked the worst. It did not look good at all. But as for the other bits of CG, I mean, how to make Chipmunks move and with fluidity and photorealism in 2007, I wouldn't even know how to do that. I mean, I would say if I'm watching this type of film, I prefer the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers movie that came out a few years ago. They actually made fun of this film. Oh, of course they sing. They always gotta make the animals sing. I thought that was kind of funny. But I liked that movie, Rescue Rangers. I thought that was actually pretty good. Pretty nice surprise, in my opinion. Which, I'm looking over there because got a bootleg of it. Because they never released it officially. So, I mean, the film as is just a very... I get it, guys. It's a soulless cash-in to get kids in front of this movie screen and TV screen when it comes to DVD, Blu-ray, whatever the hell home video it had, and buy toys. And I get it. It's a product, not a movie. And you're right. And I'm not even going to defend the movie. I'm not even going to call it that good of a movie. It's just one of those movies that you watch, you go, eh. The three characters, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, didn't mind them as characters for what they were. For dealing with the chipmunk voices, I appreciate that. For me, it wasn't too annoying to listen to them. They didn't go on about, weird pop culture references or do random stuff like, let's just do Ebonics or whatever the hell else they could have put in there randomly. It wasn't like it was an annoying movie that had LeBron James in it, like Space Jam, New Legacy. This one was... I know it's a hard movie for me to review because it's not that it's good, but I don't know why I don't hate it. It's just kind of hard, other than the few like stupid like juvenile fart joke stuff, just kind of harmless. Harmless kids film that You could do worse. Put your kids in front of, like, the Velma. All that I've heard about that Velma Scooby-Doo cartoon, I'm sure that's way worse. Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and I'm a Ninja Turtles fan, that's way worse than this film. Does have Alvin puking for 2 minutes. You know. It is what it is. And it's passable fluff. Maybe that is the way I would word it. Take that for what you will, guys. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. Take care. I wish Jason Lee had done a bit of a better job, or I think it was more natural. And maybe a different, like maybe Brendan Fraser should have been in this movie instead of Furry Vengeance. Maybe that would have made it a bit better. See, I think a Brendan Fraser type would have made this work a bit better. That's just my opinion. Now, yeah, there's a lot of issues to fix as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, as much as I like Jason Lee, he just... I don't know what the deal is with his acting in these movies. Does David Cross work? I thought David Cross actually worked fine for what he was given. So, it's not just because they're in an Alvin the Chipmunks movie, but anyway, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.